All right, so in this video here, we're going to do 4 problems in Khan Academy on this skill here called evaluate function expressions. If you're still new to just figuring out what a function even is, or this function notation, if this right here makes no sense to you, let me circle this for you real fast. If this right here makes no sense to you, then I highly suggest you first watch one of my other 2 videos, either evaluate functions or evaluate functions from graphs. Because this skill here requires you to already kind of know those things a little bit better, and it kind of combines a couple of skills all at one time. So if you're still figuring that stuff out, I'd say go to those videos first. It'll make this video a lot easier to comprehend. All right, here's what you got going on. You got some sort of crazy looking expression here, right? And your job is to basically simplify that all down to a single number. And it's only going to happen by identifying inside the graph different functions and then identifying inputs and plugging them in. So I got a setting right here that I got to fix. Okay. So what we need to do here is, this is my suggestion. I just copy the 3 down as it is. Just forget about the 3. 3 times, and you have f of -4. What they're saying right here is they want you to plug in the value of f of -4. The value is the output of f of -4. So we need to find the f function. And on this graph, there's more than one function. We have one that's pink and one that's kind of this blue color. And so you need to make sure that you're always working on the right function at the right time. They do label the functions really well, which is good. That's how I would recommend it. Right here we have y equals g of x. So you know the pink function is your g function. Down here is y equals f of x. So you know the blue function is your f function. So we need to go to the blue function, which is our f function, and we need to go to -4 as the input. So on the x-axis, which is our input axis, go over to -4, and then go find your f function. Go down and find that function, which is right there, and figure out what is our output. What is the y value, essentially, at that point. And on this skill, they like to start tricking you a little bit, because notice how they didn't number all of the tick marks on your axes. But that's okay. You should be able to identify enough about the rest of the graph to know that each of those tick marks is 2. So that's -2, -3, -4. So it's -3. All right. Now, -3 is not the answer. That's just part of the answer. -3 is what goes in place of f of -4. So we have 3 times, and I'll put my times with the parentheses, -3. Now I'm going to keep working on this right here. -3 times, and now I need to figure out what is g of -2. Go to the g function, which is here in pink. Make sure you're working on the right graph, the right line, or the right function in the graph at the right time. G of -2. So I'm going to go to -2 on the input. Go find the pink function up here, which is right there is what we're looking at. And it has an output of 6. So I'm going to input 6 into the expression. So now we no longer have all this function notation looking things, and now you're just into following the order of operations to simplify this thing down. Make sure you do your multiplication first. So we have 3 times -3, that gives us a -9. And we have 3 times 6, that gives you a -18, or it gives you 18, but we're subtracting 18. -9 minus 18, our answer is -27. And let me go ahead and exit out of that so I can type in here. We got -27 as my answer. 1 for 1. Let's do 3 more. All right, here we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and clear off all my drawings there, and move this guy out of the way a little bit. All right, so we have this new expression, -8 times f of 1 minus 4 times g of 4. We're going to find those 2 input values. We're going to find those 2 output values and plugging them into this expression of ours. So we have -8 times f of 1. Figure out which function is the f function. You got 2 of them. and it's right there, and it's in blue. So that's the one we're talking about. So on the blue function here, we need to go to f of 1, go find the output, which is right there. And the output is this value right here, which is -2. So we have -8 times -2. Then we got to do the rest of this here. -4 times, I think I'm in the way, g of 4. So now I need to go to the g function, which is in pink. Go to 4 on the input and go up, find the g function right there. That's the point we're talking about, and the output is 6. So we're going to input 6 in place of g of 4 in our expression. We're no longer in this complicated looking expression. Now we've just got it down to numbers. Follow the order of operations. -8 times -2 is positive 16. 4 times 6 is 24. So we have 16 minus 24, which is -8. All right. So we have -8 being the solution, or the final answer to this problem. 2 for 2. Let's do 2 more. And the issue that I usually see with students on this is one of 2 things. One is either in the very beginning, they don't understand what this is, just intimidating them. And if for those students, what I usually say is try to identify where's like your function notation stuff at, which is right here, right? Like try to just pretend they aren't there for a second, and just pretend those are going to be a number eventually. So don't let the way they look intimidate you. They're going to become a number. The other part I see students struggling on these is with finding values in the graph. And if that's the case and you're still struggling with that, I would actually suggest, stop this video. I would actually go into Khan Academy. They have one called Evaluate Functions from Their Graph. It's actually this one right here, Evaluate Functions from Their Graph. And you only have to do 4 to get it right, but you could do 1,000 of them if you wanted to. Do as many as you want until you feel very, very comfortable. And once you're comfortable finding the output value in a graph, you're given an input, find the output, then come back to this skill. Because that's probably the part that I see students struggling with the most is just figuring out what is the output for the given input. So I'm going to copy this down here. We got -3 times f of -8. The f function is here in blue. So I'm going to go over to -8 on the x-axis, go find the blue function, which is right down there. And its y value is -1, -2. So insert a -2 in place of f of -8 plus 7 times g of 2. So go find the g function, which is here in pink. Input of 2, go find the g function around there. That's your point that we're looking at. The output's -4. And then we got our order of operations. If you keep messing up on the order of operations, honestly, this is high school level math. And so this is the order of operations is a 6th grade level skill. So in my opinion, I don't care if you use a calculator to get the answer correct at this point. I'm not here, and whoever is working with you, we're not here to try to see, do you know 6th grade math? We're working with you on, can you, do this function thing? So if you're going to use a calculator to help you get through the calculation part, that's a-okay, because I don't want that to slow you down from learning the new math. But you may want to take note of, if this is math, that calculations that you're struggling with, you may want to, in addition to all of the work that you're doing at this high school level, you may want to go back and do some of the previous stuff in Khan Academy on order of operations. You'll find it under 6th grade math, or you could probably search for it. And you may want to do some practice there and getting that fixed up for you. So we have the -3 times -2 is 6. 7 times -4. So we're adding 7 times -4, that's going to be a negative number, 28. 6 plus a -28, and that produces a final answer of negative, I don't know why I put a 1 there, -22. The answer to this one is -22. Hopefully I got it correct, and 3 out of 3. Got 1 more to go. I'll do 1 more with you guys, and then hopefully that's enough to make you guys successful at this. Let me go ahead and bring this back up. Let's see. All right, I think I got it to load here. All right, let's go ahead and do one more problem here in Khan Academy, and that'll be it for this video. So let's see, we got, is that not working? Let me scroll down a little bit. There we go. And we have ourselves this expression. We got -1 times f of -8. So we go to -8 on the input, which is the x-axis, and let's go find your f function. Your f function on this problem is the blue one. So I'm gonna go down here. That's the point we're talking about, and it is an output value of -5. So we have -1 times -5 minus 4 times g of 4. So I'm going to go to the input of 4, go find the g function, which is up here in pink, and it has an output of 3. So insert the 3 in place of the g of 4. -1 times -5, that's a +5, minus 4 times 3, that's 12. 5 minus 12 is -7. So our final answer on this last problem I'm going to do in this video is -7, and hopefully that's 4 for 4, and we did it correct. Keep working on this, and if you're getting 2 out of 4 correct, just do 4 more problems. If you get 3 out of 4 correct, do 4 more problems. There's no reason why you can't keep practicing this over and over and over again until you hit the 4 out of 4 correct mark. And I do think that if you can become proficient at this, it will help you out with a lot of things later on in Algebra 1 and in Algebra 2 level math. Take care, guys. Have a great day.